So I figured, let's do a live and we'll come on and do my nails, and I'm gonna practice with my acrylic, which I rarely do. Let me grab something really quick. Okay. I need to grab me a little bitty jar for my monomer. Okay, let me pull my cart out here, I'm gonna use my Young Nails. I'm gonna use my Young Nails liquid because I have a ton of it. Let's go ahead and pour some of this in here. And let's get my acrylic brush. I think it's over here. Okay, I'm just gonna use my Tammy Taylor brush because I love it. And I should have, here we go. Get me a little towel. All right, we've got our liquid set up here. Our towel, I've got my forms. I think I'm pretty much ready. Okay, so I went ahead and removed what I had on my nails, and I do need to add some. We're gonna go in with our Protein Bond by Young Nails. It's gonna act as our primer. And so let me go ahead and just apply this. And I'm just gonna apply it just to my nail. Try to avoid the skin and your cuticle area if you can. I usually use gel, so I don't use acrylic too often. So tonight, since I couldn't sleep, I figured, you know what, let's do some acrylic practice and create some pretty nails. I'm gonna try to read the chat too. So if you guys wanna chit chat, we're just gonna take our time and kind of do it nice and slow and make it a relaxing little nail experience, because I need to chill out tonight. It was a rough day today. Okay. All right, the color I want to use for my nail base is going to be this beautiful color. It's Violet by V Beauty Pure, which is my favorite acrylic, one of my favorite acrylics. The other one of my favorite acrylics is Glitter Bells, and this is going to be a glitter mixture, and it looks like this. So it's got a lot of purple in it. It's got stars. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Maybe it'll cheer me up. Okay, but I want to lay my foundation down with my V Beauty Pure Crystal Clear. So that's what we're going to build our extension with. Let me go ahead and give it a good, nice little shake since I don't work with it too often. And let's get one of our forms on here. Okay, these forms are by Ready. Ready has some great gel products. If you haven't checked them out already, I'm just gonna kind of put that right on the back. They're really pretty sturdy though. They really don't have to have that. Let me get these married up right here. They really don't have to have that sticker on the back. They're really pretty firm. Okay, we're gonna start with this finger. I'm just gonna line this up, kind of shut it around my finger, and then we're gonna look to see how straight she looks. Okay, she's looking good so far. I'm gonna give her a pinch. She's a little bit, yeah, no, she looks good. Okay, let's give her a little pinch. There we go. And we're just gonna build kind of a long almond shape. I wanna kind of bend her just a little bit to make her as thin as I can. And I still feel like she's the tiniest bit crooked. So let me fix her real quick. She's just kind of pointing off to the left just a bit, so I'm just gonna pull her a little tighter on this side and then close her up. We'll give her a good pinch, squeeze her in. Okay, she's looking pretty good. I'm gonna give her a little bit more of a squeeze here. Okay, she looks good. Hey, Angel, how are you? Okay. Now, usually I actually have to work this way for some reason. It's hard for me to go like this. So we're going to work from this way. I'm going to squeeze you guys in so you can see a little better. I'll probably work this way a little bit and then while we build the tip. Okay, let's get our brush wet. Scoot stuff over a little bit. How about that? I'm gonna scoot you guys to the side a little bit so I don't have to. Okay, there we go. So she looks pretty good. I do kind of want to squeeze her in just a hair more. Okay, there we go. All right. Now, I don't work with my acrylics too often, so let's give ourselves a nice little amount. I'm gonna wait till it gets glossy because then it should be a little bit more ready to go on the nail. So we'll try it right about now. And it's kind of wanting to stick to my brush. Okay, I'm gonna push her out just a little bit. Let's walk her back up here. Get her nice and attached to my nail. Pull her back a little. Thin her out. You kind of got to work fast with the acrylic. I think that's one thing that I really like about gel is that you can kind of take your time. It's a little bit easier for me at least to take my time with gel. Okay, let's make sure she's up here. Give her a little bit of room. Drag her out a little bit more. I want to keep this nice and thin because we're going to put glitter on top of this. Probably that is as long as I want to go. And I want her to be kind of tapered here. So let's just bring her in just a little bit. Let me look on this side and see if this is looking like a straight line. Okay, I think she's looking good. I kind of can't tell. She's so clear. All right, I'm gonna put the tiniest bit more, just like a hair, right over here just to make sure I went over far enough, because I'm not sure. Okay, give it a second here to set up. I'm gonna push her out. Pick her up just a hair. And come back out. Okay, I think she looks nice and thin. Make sure she's connected. Alrighty. Now I'm gonna go in with just a tiny bit to add to my nail. And I mean like a tiny bit. But I'm gonna give her a second to get set up. And let's put her like right here, kind of where that apex is. I'm just gonna kind of flatten her down just a hair. Make sure she's not too thick on the sides, kind of tuck those sides in. And then I'm just going to pull her down. Okay. So that way she gets attached to that extension. Okay. So she's still nice and thin. And that's as far back as I'm gonna go because I'm gonna do the very, very back with gel. Because I love the way that gel hangs on to that. I'm gonna put a teeny tiny bit more, like literally just a tad right here. And let's just make sure that that's a good attachment right there. Okay. All right, let's give her a second to do her thing and harden. While she's doing that, I'm gonna get my other form And we're gonna go ahead and get started on the next nail. I'm just gonna try to do 2 nails at a time. And I'm actually not gonna use my sticker this time. Hey, Tammy, how are you? I couldn't sleep tonight. Oh, I had a stressful day today. So I was like, let me come in here and stress myself out more by working with some acrylic. Oh, I hate having those difficult days. Okay, she looks pretty straight. I'm gonna give her a pinch. Make sure she's attached. She's looking good. Looking good this way. And let me just make sure she is as thin as I can get her. Because I kind of always forget to pinch. And while I'm thinking about it, let me go back over here and I'm just gonna give this one a little bit of a pinch. Let's see. Oh, golly, she's tough. Okay, let's give her just the slightest bit of a pinch. Just like, oh my goodness, she's hard to open. Just a little bit more of a pinch. Just hold her for just like a second. Because I want to try to make them kind of nice and thin. Just a very sexy look. We're gonna be sexy tonight. Sexy since I'm irritated. I'll tell you what I'm irritated about here in a second once I get going. Oh. Okay, she's looking like she's bending a little bit to the side. But from here, she looks good. Okay. I figured me too. It was a long day. Gosh, Tammy. It was a long day. Yeah, I kind of, we got together today with some friends and family. And a discussion came up about having autoimmune diseases. And the person that I was with was saying that they believe that autoimmune diseases are all in your head. So you can imagine how that conversation went. I was like, what? Oh God, let's not go there. And I kind of feel like, you know, like if people don't really understand what other people struggle with whenever they have like chronic illness, I just kind of feel like they shouldn't talk about it. You know what I mean? Because it's insulting when someone says it's that they believe that chronic illness, like such as lupus, because you know I have lupus, is all in your head. And it's just, they said it was a matter of, what'd they say? Yeah, Tammy, I know. They said it was a matter of mindset. And that if you're not telling yourself that you're fine and that you can just push through it, then you're lazy. I was like, oh God. Don't say that to me. Because I have been through the ringer. And I don't know, I just don't think people, you know, if people don't understand, they just really need to like not talk about it. You just don't tell somebody that. And the thing is, you know, I love this person. It's family. Which kind of makes it more difficult, you know, when you got family telling you something like that. And, you know, they've known you for a long time, you know, and I've worked my whole life since I was 15. I'm not a lazy person, you know, but my lupus wears me out. But, yeah, it was frustrating, Tammy. I know you struggle too, so I know you know what I'm talking about. But one thing I'm not is lazy, you know? They were talking about how I needed to bring in more income for our little family here. And I'm just like, well, I'm on permanent disability, and I'm on permanent disability for a reason, not just because I don't want to like work and make money, you know what I mean? Gosh. I don't get it. Why people want to. I can't see this side and how thick I have it or where it is. Okay, I feel like I'm going to make this side a little bit thicker so I can try to tell what's going on. Okay, I've just got like the tiniest bit. Yeah, see, I have RA too, Tammy, and I've got fibromyalgia and I've got Sjogren's, you know, because all that stuff just kind of goes along with it. And then I've got something else that they've never been able to pinpoint that causes my platelet count to be extremely low. Or no, sorry, high, extremely high. And I don't even know. There's other ones that I have that go along with it, and I just can't even remember. I can't even keep up with it. Let's see what you're saying here. Tammy, that's the thing, is I'm just trying to explain to them, like because in the very beginning of being diagnosed, I told myself, I was like, I'm a fighter. I'm going to work full time. I can do this. You know, the thing was, I worked too hard. I stressed myself out. And then when my body finally gave out on me, you know, and like I was telling Jandy tonight, that there were times when I was living by myself that literally I wore myself out so bad that like I would be laying in bed and I'd try to get out of bed and I would literally just fall to the ground. There was like that little of energy, you know? And, you know, I don't know how anybody can say it's just all in your head. But I'm taking that off too early. Okay, let's give that a second. I'm getting all anxious. I think I'm just so used to working with gel. Hopefully I didn't make that way too. Well, it's kind of, I think I can pull it off. Maybe I can't. Let's see. I may have messed this one up, y'all. Yeah, I tried to pull it off too early. Okay, I didn't totally ruin it, but let me squeeze this. Hold on here. We're gonna do this one over because I did kind of not do a great job. Hold on. I tore that thing off and now look at it. Okay, let's get this off. Whatever I can just, it's still tacky, so I can just kind of pull it. Okay. Let me just crunch at it here. Okay, I'm just gonna go with that. Let's get another form. Yeah, I have hypothyroidism. Yeah. It's not all in your head, and I know that. It's just, you know, when someone's arguing with you and they're acting like you're just ridiculous and lazy, it's oh my gosh, it was just, I mean, and it's family, and I was trying to be nice. We were at a nice dinner. I've tried to like hold my cool together, but I was getting so frustrated. Oh. Okay. Does anybody do that to you, Tammy, in your family or friends or anything? Does anybody do that to you? Like say it's all in your head, or you're, you know, making it up or something? I wonder how that's gonna look when it, okay, I'm just gonna leave that on there. I haven't had anybody in my life that has been like that with me in a long time. So when it happened tonight, I was just like, oh God, please don't go there because I will get really defensive. Oh, okay. Let's pull this up in here. Ooh, I need to get this wet. It's already wanting to dry on me. Okay, this needs to come up in here. Do you ever feel like you can't see your clear acrylic? That's how I'm feeling. But I found myself saying, you know, I was like looking at Jandy. Jandy cannot stand confrontation, especially with the family. So when it was going on, I'm like looking at Jandy. I'm like, kind of like, tell him, Jandy, like, you've seen me like push myself too hard and how it makes me sick, you know? And how I tried for a long time before I went on permanent disability because I didn't want to do that. No, I don't think anybody wants to do that, you know? Because you can't live off of disability anymore. I don't know if there ever was a time when you could live off disability, but you certainly can't live off disability. But, you know, I had a good career. I was in the mortgage business. I was making good money. I didn't want to, I didn't want to stop that and not be, I've always been independent ever since I was really young. That's why I started working at such a young age. Okay, let me see if I can get this like this real quick. I want to build this up because I can't see it. But so when I was working in the mortgage business, when I first got sick, and it was beating me up real bad. So I ended up, I didn't want to not work full time. So, and I was on like chemotherapy and all the crap, I was doing, the big guns were being pulled out and the chemotherapy was not doing me good. It was making me worse. So I ended up even like, I quit that job and I just took a really low stress job because I knew if I cut my stress down that would help me. I'm gonna give this a second to set up here. But even that made me sick. And I started out full time and then I went part time. And still, I stayed sick for like 2 years that I did that. And then finally I was like, you know what? I need to stop and just take care of myself and apply for disability. You're right. Nobody wants to be disabled. It's just one of the worst things. And I really did try hard to not have to go that route. Okay, again, I'm gonna place a little bit more over here just to make sure I got this. I don't know. And I didn't want to argue with family. And I kind of didn't argue, but I found myself getting really defensive. And, you really want to look at them and say, you know what? Until you have several chronic illnesses and your body is in high gear trying to fight your body, you're right, your antibodies are like fighting with your organs and your body and everything. That wears you out. And if somebody can't understand that, I don't know what to tell them because to me that's common sense. Plus, getting on disability is not an easy task by any means. And believe me, if they could have found a reason to show that I wasn't disabled, they dang sure would have. It took me like 3 years to do all that. Plus, all the treatment and everything I was on. Do you think what idiot would want to do all those treatments and hurt their body in other ways, just trying to, feel better or find something that, makes them a little bit better? Nobody. Okay, she looks kind of straight. I'm going to pinch her in a little bit. Okay, let me come over here and pinch this one. Hopefully it's done. I mean, hopefully it's not done, but hopefully it's good enough to pinch. But yeah, I was wishing Jandy would, sometimes I wish Jandy would be a little bit more mouthy and say something. You know what I mean? She's so quiet and she avoids conversation like the plague. Oh, man. And if they knew how much money I've spent on treatments, I mean, it basically cost me to go broke. Shoot. Ruined my credit because in the beginning, whenever I was going to all the specialists and stuff and the treatments were so expensive, the medicine was so expensive, I didn't know what to do because I would spend like my whole paycheck and then I would still have to owe money. So I would put stuff on charge cards for my medical. Because at the time I just thought I didn't know what else to do. I guess that's what you do. I was kind of new at it. Now I know that's not a very smart thing to do. But even then, if you don't charge it, in a lot of cases, you just don't get the medicine or you don't get the treatment. Which that's not very smart either. When you got the specialist telling you need it. But that's what I did. Or that's what I do. I shouldn't say did. That's what I do now. Like there's this one treatment that they want me to get. It's like a weekly infusion that you go in for. And the infusion is covered under my insurance, but my portion, which I think is like 20% or 10% or 20%, it's probably 20%. But anyway, my 20% was $500 a week for that treatment. Well, of course that's not doable, especially not on Social Security. So I don't do that. I'm checking again right now to see if it's gone down any, but it probably hasn't. Okay, let's push this in and pull it out. Get this one tucked in. Pull it out. And I'm going to pull it back and tuck it in. Okay, let's take a look at it. She looks kind of super duper thin there on the tip. I'm gonna give her a tiny bit more. I'm so slow with my acrylic, y'all. But mainly because I feel like if I go fast, I make a complete mess. Okay, let's let her sit. Oh, you know what? She's got a big old glob over here. And not on the other side. Oh well, we'll fix her in the shaping. But I feel like I should add a tiny bit over here. Sometimes I can't see very well. Oh. Let's tuck her in. Let's pull her out a little bit. We'll just put the rest on top here for the apex area. All right, she should be good. Okay, let me get my other nail on and then we'll give her a pinch. hey, Monica. Let's see what Monica says. Well, probably for multiple reasons, Monica, but I struggle with several autoimmune diseases, and they affect your hands in a lot of ways. So, like, I have Sjogren's, which makes your skin very rough and kind of alligatorish kind of skin. Do you see? And like my knuckles are always red, my fingers are usually swollen, and usually they have this, there's like a sheen to them. When they're dried out right now, but a lot of times there'll be a sheen on my skin. It's just from the disease. But that's it. Okay. Gave her a little pinch. Oh, Allie was wondering too. Yeah, you can just yeah, Allie, it's that's what happens sometimes when you have chronic illness. It affects your skin. It affects all your body. I need to cover this right here. I don't, because I'm not going to go up that. We're going to make them in a kind of a coffin shape, so it'll be fine. Yeah, I feel like I don't play with acrylic hardly. I mean, I try to, but I'm usually thinking to myself, I need to play with my acrylic, and then I don't. So I figured tonight, I was like, you know what? We're going to bust out the acrylic. It'll keep me busy for a couple hours, calm me down. Okay. All right, she looks pretty good. Let's turn her this way. Okay. Oh no, let's turn her this way, because this is where it gets really hard for me, because my pinky doesn't like being held that way. Okay, let's get, oh, it's not coming off my brush. I waited too long. There we go. Let me just get her connected. There we go. I didn't get a very long bead, or a very big bead. Okay, let's get another bead. And you know what? Did I pinch that last one? I need to pinch that last one if I didn't. I kind of can't remember, so we'll do it again. Let's walk it across. Lift it up over here. I'm going to pull it in just a tiny bit. Okay, let me let this sit up for a second. Put it right there. Spread it out and then lift it up. I hate that it's so hard to see that other side over there. Let's try to look at it this way. I'd rather it be out too far than not far enough, so. Okay, I think I see her. And I'll lift her up just a hair. Okay. All right, let's put our little bitty bead back here at the back to connect everything. And I'm just gonna go real little bead because it's a real little finger. Okay, again, let me do it this way. Okay. And I'm gonna tuck it in on my sides. Flatten it out just a hair, tuck it in over here, and then pull it down. Okay, she's looking good. Let's squeeze this other guy real quick just so I feel like like I squeezed it already, but in case I didn't, we'll squeeze it again. Okay, I think that's good enough. Let's see if she's ready. Yeah, she's ready to come off. Okay. Now, I'm gonna let her sit for a second. Let me get my thumb done. You know what? I should wait till the very end to do my thumbs. Okay. I'm going to clip this off here. Let's see, I'm gonna get caught up with the chat real quick. Yeah, I put lotion on my hands all the time, Tammy. Lotion and oil and everything. Because I'm constantly washing my hands, so that way I don't pick up any germs, you know, or get sick or anything. I know it should be fun, Allie. I'm excited. Yeah, coconut oil is great. And I also like that jojoba oil is really, really nice. Hey, J-Rob. You have a lot of age spots. You know, I do too. And I actually, it's going to kind of sound weird, but I think age spots are pretty. They kind of remind me of like moles and freckles and stuff. And I think those are pretty too. I even like some of my scars, to be real honest. I just kind of think they're different and they just add some character. Let's see. I'm gonna get caught up on the chat here. I need to teach Jandy, but you know what? Jandy has like no patience when it comes to beauty anything. Like, I got her to cut my hair the other day, and I gave like super duper clear instructions. I even made her watch like a tutorial because it was kind of simple what I wanted to do. And when she very first started, so the back of my hair needed to be cut like in vertical sections, and I caught her like doing them in horizontal sections, and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. I was like, it has to be vertical, not horizontal. But it kind of cracks me up. I trust her a lot. I think I did the same thing with this one. I took it off too soon. Hang on, guys. I think I get working with that gel and I just forget how long it takes for acrylic to dry. Shoot. And it looks so good too. It was a good one. Okay, let's try this again. Marry those up. Oh, did I shut the whole thing? I did, didn't I? Dang. Oh, man. Okay. These forms are temperamental. You shut them the wrong way, you're in trouble. Oh my gosh, I know. IKEA. IKEA is difficult. You know what, though? So far, Jandy has not been too bad with IKEA. There has been some projects where she has created her own holes for things. But other than that, she's not bad. It's really just the beauty stuff. She has zero tolerance for it. Okay, let's try this again. This is what happens when we don't practice with something for a while. And then we got to come back to it. Get off of there, little bead. Okay, let me wipe my brush. Okay, let's flatten it out. We've walked it back. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit bigger bead. Okay, we'll let her get set up here. Hey, Queen. I'm doing pretty good, except I can't sleep, and I kind of had a rough day today. But other than that, I'm fine. I'm just trying to relax, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Sometimes we gotta take care of ourselves that way. Cool down a little bit. up a hair. Okay, I still want to come out a hair longer. I'm going to go a little bit past that 4. Okay, let's give it a second here. Thank you, Preppy Girl. I remember I used to train at this place I worked at. It was so funny because people I trained would be like falling asleep and stuff. It always made me laugh. In college, I tried to take a class on like how to project your voice, you know, because I really wanted that strong, like my voice is not commanding at all. And so I'm really not good with like getting kids to obey or anything, or getting my dogs to behave. They don't listen to me. They're like, oh, whatever. But Jandy's got a real strong voice, so she gets after them. All she has to do is raise her voice, and they all act like, whoop. She can be scary sometimes with her voice. She would have made a good mom or grandma. Okay, I'm literally going to give that some time. I hope tomorrow's a better day to you, Monica. Infected? I don't know where you're getting that, Liz. My nails are not infected. My skin is red because I have autoimmune diseases. There's a difference. But I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what. Normally, I'm in a really patient mood. But Liz, if you can't behave and be nice and polite, you know, there are certain ways to say things. You could have asked me, why does your skin look red? Or something like that, you know, or I mean, even that's a rude question, really, because a lot of people just have alabaster skin. But yeah, I really don't feel like putting up with rudeness today, okay? It's been a rough day, and nobody needs it. That's okay, Liz. I just wanted to let you know, sometimes, you know, you don't know what's going on in other people's lives, and I had a rough day with my illnesses today. Paul, same advice, okay? I don't need to let them breathe for any amount of time I take care of my cuticles. They're red because I have an autoimmune disease. Okay? Tammy, did I make you a mod? Are you a mod? Because I may have you help me let me make you a mod if you're not already. Let me pull you up here. Let's see how I do this. Okay, I'm gonna add you as a mod. Just in case, and you have my permission to put people in timeout. I don't know how you do it, but put people in timeout or, you know, do what you need to do. People can be really rude, and I don't understand it. You know, we have enough rudeness in the world. We don't need extra. It's not concern, Brian, when they say it in a rude way. If someone's concerned, they could ask. They could say, your cuticles look a little red. You know, did your cuticles get irritated today? Did you use a new product that maybe has irritated your skin? There's all kinds of ways to say things. Okay, I'm gonna give that a little bit longer. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and do my thumb since it's over here. And kind of depending on how things go, I don't know if I'll do my other hand tonight or not. Oh. Let's see if I can get this on here right. I don't want to have to cut my form, but I might have to. Wait. Do you ever do that? Like you really don't want to cut your form because you just want it to be smooth? You're like, please just work easily for me. But I think I'm going to have to just cut this just a little bit further. There we go. Thank you, Tammy. I honestly don't. I mean, believe me, my hands have looked a whole lot worse. They're just extremely sensitive, like with anything. You know, and that's another thing. Like today when I was talking with my relative, like they have seen me, you know, have like an episode with the light and stuff. And I was just thinking, I guess that's all in my head too. You know what I mean? I guess having an anaphylactic reaction is just in your head. Okay. I might need to do this further out. Let's see. Oh, I do. Let me go further. It doesn't help that my little scissors here are all sticky. Okay, listen here, form. Maybe if I open this up better. There we go. Let's give that a whirl. There's like the tiniest bit missing now. There we go. Okay. And you know what I'm gonna do too? While we're in here, let me do... It's not painful, Paul. Queen, I'm gonna make you a mod too. And let's see. Maybe we'll do one more here. I'm gonna do... Okay, I'm gonna get back to my nails. Alrighty, here we go. Okay, thumb. Oh, wait. I did do this, right? Okay. Now let's try to remove this form. There we go. It's coming. I can't wait to use this glitter. I haven't used this glitter before, but I do love glitter bells. They have the prettiest glitter combinations. They do, and so does Secret Nail Affair. Those are some of my favorite glitters, glittered acrylics to use. But I use them also on my gel nails. Okay, let's stretch this out over here. Flatten it out. Push it up here, flatten it out. I feel like it needs to come over just a wee bit more. Let's get this settled first. Okay, I'm gonna extend it. Give it a second, because I forgot to give it a second. And let's pull it out. There we go. Okay, now let me get this side over here. Okay, I'm gonna let it sit up here for a second. I just got a little bit. And I want to make sure it's on my nail and then coming out. And it's running. I always like watching Karen over at Young Nails do her acrylic. She's so good at it. Well, so is everybody at Young Nails is good with their acrylic. Because Greg is really good with his acrylic too. Well, and so Habib, everybody, gosh. MJ. But I guess most of them have been doing it for a while, right? I mean, I think Habib, I don't know when he went to nail school. I know it was later than Greg. It might have been after Young Nails kind of started going, huh? Okay. I'm gonna put the tiniest bit down the center just because I can't tell if I've got enough down here or not. There. And I'm just gonna kind of pull it through. Okay. And now one for up at the top. You know who else I like watching with their acrylic stuff is Kirsty Meakin. She's real good. I like watching her old videos over on, gosh, what was that channel she was a part of? It was kind of like her channel for a while at Neo Nails. Over at Neo Nails. She did real good over there. Okay. I'm gonna add a tiniest bit more still on the tip. Just right in through here. I feel like my form kind of was bending down just ever so slightly, more than the others. Okay. Okay, we're gonna let that one dry. Okay, yeah, we'll let that dry. I'm gonna close up my clear. Okay, let me read get caught up on the chat real quick. Oh, Habib didn't go to school. I didn't know he didn't go to school for nails. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that. Huh. You know what I love about them too is how they manage to like pretty much keep everybody, right? I don't know anybody like since I've been watching them for like years, I don't know anybody that doesn't watch. I mean, I don't know any of them that have like retired and gone away. Oh, I can think of one guy. He used to do a lot of the nail art. He was a little flamboyant, real fun. I haven't seen him in a long time. But that's probably it. Okay, while that's going, I'm just gonna come up here, and if anything is just outrageously runneth over, I feel like I need the tiniest bit right here, just to make sure. I can't ever see on that form. Is there a trick that you guys use to be able to see better on that form when you're working with your clear acrylic? Okay, I'm gonna give it a second to set up and get a little hard. Johnny Dollar, okay. Yeah, that sounds like it. Yeah, that sounds like him. Yeah. Is he still working there, or did he decide to do something else? Okay, that should fix the issue right there. Maybe I'll let that harden and add just the tiniest bit more. Okay, let's get this little extra. I love these clippers, guys. They're so sharp and straight. I just get them from Amazon, but they're like my favorite. Now, one of these days I'll be able to afford the ones over at Gemini, but for now, these guys are real cheap and they do the job real good. Okay, let's take a look. We might need to add just the tiniest bit here. This one is way over. This one looks a little crazy. There we go. Oh, and this one I didn't connect it very well here. So we'll add a little tiny bit more there. And trim this down. Okay, I'm gonna pinch my thumb. Oh, okay, only came in for, okay. Ugh. Let's get that. I'm gonna pinch this right in here. Okay. All right, let me add just that little bit more. It was, where was it? You know what? I think that one's gonna actually be, okay. Oh, it was this side. Okay, let me add just the tiniest bit. So I'll get some on my brush and I'm gonna let it kind of harden a little bit. You know, I heard there was a guy in California that used to do a lot of the training and stuff for Be Beauty Pure. He was really, really good. And he's still really good. But I remember he stopped doing it because he said it was just too hard with, he wasn't able to do as much nails as what he was doing before because of all the training and stuff. So he just kind of went back to doing nails. Valentino doesn't, I feel like Valentino could do a lot more YouTube videos and stuff to help us with their products, you know? Okay, I think that's gonna work. We're just gonna wait on my thumb. But while we're waiting, let's open up our glitter bells, our pretty color here. And Preppy Girl, I'm gonna mod you too. Okay. If you want to, just if you know, if you feel up to helping. If you don't, that's okay too. You know what, before I do glitter too, let me do something else. Let me, I'm gonna pinch this one more time. Get in here and pinch. Well, I think it's already hard. Okay, let's see how good I did here. Oh, I still need to add a little bit. Yeah, I have trouble seeing where that line is. Okay, I'm gonna add the tiniest bit right here. That's gonna be fun having acrylic nails again for a second. Okay, let's give it longer to set up, make sure it's hard. Thank you, Tammy. I always forget to say anything. I've made this video too today. It's really kind of cute. I had a client, she came over this morning and like last night she wrote me and she's like, I want to do these nails, and she gave me like a little inspo pic. And they were like this real pretty purple and blue, and they were all glittered out. And she was coming over super early this morning, and she's like, I'm kind of in a hurry because she's got a grandbaby that's coming like any second. And when she got here, and she was like, you know what? I decided it's almost St. Patrick's Day, so I want to do green. So we had to like brainstorm, do a quick shift. Thank you. Thank you so much, Monique. I appreciate it. Okay. We're going to let that dry. I can go ahead and get this side though over here. And I think what I want to do before I put my glitter on, I think I want to go ahead and take down this hump just a hair because I forgot we were going to turn those. We're going to do purple on those. So I'm just going to shut this stuff up for a second, break out my e-file, and let's do that real quick. That's what I get for just trying to be cautious. And okay, let me switch my bits. I'm going to put on my thicker bit here. More coarse. I just used it to remove all my products, so it's got a little bit of dust on it. It's my dust. So we're all right. Okay, I'm going to turn it up to 20 because I honestly need to get more new bits. And I'm just going to kind of remove just the big bulk sitting right up on top. And anywhere else that I feel like I'm going to want more color. Thinned out just a little bit. There we go. So I'd hate to take them down and then all they are is the clear. That would be bad. Okay. Let's get this big O hump here. I want to thin this out just a hair. And I'm going to build them the tiniest bit thicker only because like lately on some of my clients, so I like my nails really thin, but some of my clients are a lot rougher than I am. And I need to get in the habit of doing the nails a little bit thicker, even though I like them thin. I like them really thin. Okay, let's take off this nice bulk up here. This one could stand to be a little thinner through here too. Okay. Okay. This one's a real big bump. I went a little crazy on this one. Yeah, we're gonna get these down as thin as we can before we start putting our glitter and our color. And you know how it is, it's just a matter of playing with it enough to where you figure that part out. But I know this is gonna be way too thick. Okay, let's look here and oh no, the kitty's screaming. We hear you. We hear you, man. Okay, this can come much further. All right. she's gonna have to go shorter. Okay. Let's do a little thinner through here. Okay, I think she's gonna be good. A little thinner again through here. Let's look at her this way. Okay. Okay, she looks pretty thin. Let's bring her down a hair. Let's see, she still needs to come down a little bit more. Okay, I think we'll work with her right there. Okay, let's come down. Okay. Okay, she's lifted pretty good. Let's look on this side of her. Pretty good again. She does need to be thinner still. Okay. All right. This one. I'm glad I thought though to do this before we started messing with the color and stuff, because I think I would have taken most of my color off. Oh, she's still thick right in here. Okay. Uh-oh. Let's see what's going on. Why is she getting caught up over here? I do need to order some new bits though. I was really hoping when they had their last sale that the bits were gonna be on sale at Young Nails. I like some of the bits at Erica's, but they're a little bit more expensive. You know? Have you guys tried the bits at Erica's? Looks good, good. Always glad to hear that. Okay, let's get this guy. Okay, she's raised just about right. And then this side, which is so hard to see, she needs to come up a hair. Ooh, and I really don't like trying to thin her out over here, because I can't see that side too well. Okay, a little thinner, or a little shorter. Okay, let's thin her out just a hair. She's still a little bulky. If y'all ever get a chance, though, go over to Glitter Bells if you haven't already, and check out their glitter acrylic, because it's so pretty. Okay. Now, I think I told you guys, one thing I'm trying to do for myself is measure my nails. So let me just kind of get an idea of how close I eyeballed it, how good I did. Okay. So I just have my little ruler thing here, and I'll just line that up with the 0, and it looks like I'm coming about 2.5 on this one. There's 2. There is about 2. And about 2. 2. Okay, so this one just needs to come down a hair. I try to avoid using that file. Okay, I'm gonna take it down a hair. Okay, let me measure one more time. See how I did. Okay, about 2. Okay, perfect. All right, let me sweep up my little, throw this in the trash real quick so it's not so dirty up here. You're left-handed, oh my gosh. Ah, okay, the Whatnot. I'll have to get on there. I haven't bought anything from Whatnot yet. I'm such an eBay fan. Let's see. What did I have? Oh, Tammy. Well, shoot, I'll have to buy them from you. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you're right, though. You do have to order the other hand. Oh, my gosh. Okay. All right, here we go. So I normally don't add, when I work with my gel, I normally don't add my protein bond. And I don't think I'm going to on top of my acrylic. Since we're doing acrylic and acrylic, we're just gonna do it that way. I don't think I need to use protein bond at this step, I don't think. Okay, let's open up our stuff again. Okay. It's gonna be so much fun. Okay. All right, let's get our glittered acrylic. This one is called, ooh, it's on the bottom, hang on. Let me see what she's called. And let me tell you too, just so you know, the biggest trick of all I can give you on this is on Boxing Day, because they're out of the United States. On Boxing Day and at the very end of the year, they have a year of end sale, and there'll be acrylics like at least 50% off, and if not 50, it actually goes up to like 70% off. That's usually, I just wait and then I buy during that time. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna go kind of light just because I'm not sure how packed full she is. Okay, let's push some of this down here. Oh my gosh, there's snowflakes in here. It's okay. I didn't realize there was, oh, I can take the snowflakes out, can't I? I'll just kind of put the snowflakes over here. Oh, she's pretty. She kind of has like some blue, some pink and purple. And she's not overly packed. Okay, let's get a little bit more. I like her stars a whole lot. Okay, let's pull this out. Yeah, she's real pretty. Let me get a little jar to set my finger on top of. Here we go. Yeah, she's pretty. Okay, let's get a little bit more. I want to add some right down here. Is that a snowflake again? No, this is like a little flower. Okay, let's put the flower kind of towards the tip. Yeah, she's pretty. She's so pretty. Okay, I want a little bit more of that purple. right over in here, and I see a little hair. Let's get her kicked off. Okay, I feel like that's pretty good. Yeah, she's pretty. Okay, I'm gonna let her be drying. Let's move on to this guy. There's a nice little star. It's got like some that are kind of like cocktail shaker in there. Okay, here's a little star. I like the little stars a whole lot. Kind of scoot that over. Yeah, she's pretty. Okay, let's pull this back. Okay, let's go on to this one. I think I see another snowflake. No, it's the flower. Okay. Let's put the flower kind of in the middle here. Scoot that over a bit. It's pretty though. I like it. Oh, good night, Monique. Have a good night. Hope you can get some rest. Okay, that's a big snowflake. I want the snowflakes. I feel like snowflakes are for another time. Okay. Oh, that was a good little, that was a good amount I got on there that time. Okay, let's scoot some of this over. It's like definitely not overpowered with glitter. You know what I mean? It's kind of just right. Okay. And I see I've got a couple of little stars. If I can pick them up on my little palette over there, there's one. About the hardest part is just trying to kind of keep it, kind of trying to scatter it about. Okay, I need a little bit more on that tip. I'm gonna kind of shake my little jar. Okay. And let's get a little bit more here. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, those are pretty. Okay, try to keep that as thin as I can get it. Okay, one more. Are y'all doing anything fun this weekend? Anybody? We're going to the grocery store. We did eat at a new Mexican restaurant tonight. Well, it's not really new, actually. I shouldn't say that. It's just one I had never heard of or tried before. It was very good. It was called Lupe's Tortilla Factory. They make their own homemade tortillas, and they are the biggest tortillas you've ever seen in your life. It's a little, that part was a little obnoxious, but they were good. I think they kind of just, oh, here goes the kitty again. I think they make their tortillas that big, just kind of like as a gimmick kind of thing. Yeah, we hear you, man. We hear you. That's the deaf kitty. You cheated and had Taco Bell. Hey, Taco Bell is good. Oh, I know what you mean, though. I cheated the other day and had Taco Bueno. Okay, now we're going to go into our purple, our violet. Okay, this I need to sit out in front of me. Okay. All right. I'm going to kind of put this back here a little bit and walk it across. Try to keep my sides nice and thin. Pull it down a little bit. Okay, needs to be thinner through here. Okay, now just the tiniest bit at the very back. I was gonna do gel, but I changed my mind. We're gonna stick with acrylic. I kind of like doing this area with real little beads so I can make sure and not flood anything. Oh yeah, she's gonna be pretty. She'll be pretty. Let's get this tucked in. Okay, let's tuck this in. All right, try to keep her as thin as possible because I know we still got to do a clear on top here. Some of this. All right, another bead. A little bit bigger than that. Okay. Put her right there. And then try to push her over and over here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pull her up. I'm going to scoot a little bit more of this over here. Oh, great. Now the kitties are fighting. I tell you what. It's always those two kitties, too. They're wild. Okay, back by my cuticle. I need a little bit over here. Okay, she's looking pretty good. I like this color though. It's almost glowy a little bit. Okay, let's give her a second. like this one's a little bit bigger bead, so I'm gonna push it a little bit further back. Scoot her over. Scoot her over here. She needs a hair more over here, so I'm gonna go ahead and use some of this. Just bring it over. Okay, let's look from this way. Hey, sugar. And Rebecca is in the house. Rebecca's doing her own nails too. And Alocho? Wait, Alochio? Did I say that right? You know what, J-Rob? Taco Bell sounding really good right about now. Either Taco Bell or I would take the other, the Taco Bueno. Okay. This one too is a little bit bigger bead, so I'm gonna utilize it here. Pull a little bit of this up. Get this up here. I'm gonna go ahead and push some back. And then tuck it in and pull. Lift that up. One thing I like about this Tammy Taylor brush is it's got a pointy stick on the end here. So if you got some on your skin and you just want a quick fix, you can just use that. I love that. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of make sure she's tucked in all the way around. Okay. It's one. I know, Rebecca. Yeah, it is one here too. So I feel you. Yeah, I couldn't sleep. I'm kind of the world's worst if I'm anxious at all. Like I have a real hard time falling asleep. Okay, let's get this. Okay, this one too, I can just go right back to the cuticle. Okay, she can be tucked in over here too. She could use, well, we'll get her with the clear. I was gonna say, she could use a little bit more stuff over here. Okay, I'm gonna box this up. You know what I feel like she needs? I don't want to overdo it because I do want to be able to see through, but I feel like no, I'm gonna leave her the way she is. I was gonna say I feel like she could use some foil, but you know what? We're just gonna keep with this. We're gonna make it easy. Okay, now we got to go in with our clear over top. And I think I'm gonna do the clear over top of kind of like where the apex goes and over that glitter, but not all the way back. And I'll just kind of pull it over here. There we go. Okay, we gave her plenty of apex to work with, so we'll be able to file in our shape. I'm just not gonna go as thin as I normally go. That's my goal for today. Okay, so kind of where, Put her kind of where that apex goes. And then I'm just going to brush her down over the glitter. She could probably use a little bit. Let's see. I feel like... Okay, I don't feel anything on that one. This one I feel like needs just the tiniest bit more clear. Maybe just right in here. Okay. Now next. Oh, and that at Glitter Bells too, guys. Check out their acrylics with the golds and silvers in them, because they have a ton of different mixes and they're all stunning. I actually don't have, oh no, I have, I think I have like 2. I need to get more. This year though, I wasn't able to get the end of the year thing because I saved my money for the young nails. But that was kind of in my basket. I wanted to get the golds and the silver mixes because they are so pretty. Okay, let's put it right in that apex area. Thank you, sugar. Thank you, ZB. Yes, I will absolutely will make you a mod. Thank you for subbing up. Yeah, it got a little hairy in here earlier. Just people being ugly. You know how they do sometimes. Okay, I feel like it needs still a little bit more. I think this is the hardest part, is waiting for this to kind of get to a substance that you can use and mold. I feel like that's really hard about acrylic, and I don't have a lot of patience for it. And then the other thing is when you're waiting, you know, like for it to be formed on that form, for the shape to be formed. Because I get in a hurry and I'm like, oh, it should be done by now. Okay, I'm gonna do another just little bitty. There we go. I remember, y'all, when I was in nail school, the very first client that I had, because you know, in nail school, you get to a certain point and you can start taking clients. My very first client came in for acrylics, and she had this really sad story about how she hadn't been to have her nails done in like years because the last person she went to like just did a horrible job, yada yada. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so horrible. I said, well, we'll do you right today, you know, yada yada. I gave her like the prettiest nails, and I was so proud of myself. They looked so good on her hands. And then when I was just about finished, I realized I did not use any primer. So by the end of her service, when we were like decorating everything, wouldn't you know what happened? The nails started falling off. I felt so bad. And you know, I didn't tell her I forgot the acrylic. I said, I must have not. I said, maybe I didn't prep that well enough. But I had figured out, though, actually, by that time what it was. I was like, crud. Oh, I'll never forget that. She probably never went back to another nail tech again after me. Oh, gosh. Hopefully she did. Hopefully she gave some. I mean, I feel like, you don't go to a school to get your nails done if you are wanting absolute perfection. Yeah, Rebecca, you need to do it. And I say that only because, like, I was able to get a Pell Grant. I qualified for a Pell Grant. That paid most of my schooling. I think I had to pay a total of $600. My school was $8,000. I took the long route because I just did school part-time, but I was done in less than a year. I totally enjoyed the education. I love learning. You get a lot of downtime to practice while you're up there because you're just kind of putting in your hours. And if you have a good group of people, it's a lot of fun. I didn't have a great group of people, but I still kind of made it fun for myself anyway. I'm going to go a little bit thicker on my clear because I see just a couple spots that I'm like, you know what, let me just thicken that up for the shaping. But I knew all along that even if I wasn't going to do it like and do other people, oh, I just dropped some of my acrylic in my acrylic. I knew even if I wasn't going to do that, I was going to do myself. And it was just kind of worth it to go through the process and learn and be able to get a education in something. Because I went to college, but I didn't finish my college degree. So I've kind of felt like I finished something. And then, of course, I'm taking clients now, but I mean, it's a slow go at building those clients. I feel like if I could afford a suite or if I worked in a salon, it'd probably be a whole lot easier. But that's just not going to be my experience, so won't be able to do that. But I do think a lot of people are hesitant to come to your house. I hope that changes, but I don't know if it will or not. And then that could just be in my area too. Like, I've never gone to anybody's home for any kind of service. Not that I wouldn't, I just haven't though yet. I'd probably be the tiniest bit picky, just make sure, things are clean and that they're doing things the right way and that they're licensed, but and mainly licensed, not so much that people don't know what they're doing, but cleanliness wise, I feel like you learn a lot in school. That maybe people who do nails on the side and don't go to school, maybe they may not know as much about that. But otherwise, I'd trust somebody otherwise, or if I knew them. There was a real good girl when I was in school. She worked for a long time doing people's nails, but she didn't have a degree. She had gotten caught by the state board, and she was going to either be fined $6,000 or she had to go get her degree. So that's why she decided to get her degree. But she was real good at it. Okay, I feel like I got plenty of room to work with that one. Let me get this one just a hair more. I hadn't worked with this in so long, I want to be safe. Make sure I got enough product on here. Okay, I should have let that dry a little bit longer. Let's move a little bit more over here. I feel like she still needs like the tiniest bit of the tip. Now though, do you see why I don't do people's acrylic? I'd be here all day. All freaking day long. Adding like little beads at a time. Am I tired? No, I'm not. I couldn't sleep tonight. I have a lot of nights when I can't sleep, so I just stay up and do nails. Oh my gosh, you've been doing nails since you were 10. Holy cow. That's great. I always went and got my nails done, like back when I was in high school and stuff. I loved it. It was one of my favorite things to do. That, and I also loved going to the tanning beds because I could take a little nap and it was so nice and warm. Then we found out that wasn't too good for you, right? Okay, let's get my file and see. Now here's another waiting time. We're gonna have to wait for that to cure. I think they're gonna be really cute though. Look how crazy they look. They're a little wild. Wonder if they're dry enough for me to shape this part. Let's see. I feel like they are. Yeah, I think we'll be good. Okay, so while we wait, let me get this underhang here. Okay, let me find out where the underhang is. Okay. First I try to, sometimes it's hard for me to find where did I run over like on this part? And is that not where my nail kind of starts? Okay. And we're doing kind of a tapered square coffin, so I'm gonna lift it up a hair more. Okay. Let's see. Maybe still a hair. Okay, looking good. All right, this side, yeah, we got a good amount to lift up over here too. Let's come down this side. Okay, now let's lift this up. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I also, though, like to compare this way. Yeah, I think it looks pretty even. Okay, on this one. Just find where my skin naturally starts here. Okay. A little higher. Okay. Oh no, still. Right at that tip. Okay, this side. Yeah, this side's hard over here. Okay, I'm gonna try to hang on to it. Okay, I'm gonna come in because it looks really bulky on the side. Okay, that way I should be able to see. Okay, I still needs to come up. Let's see, let's look underneath and see how much further, just a hair bit I need to maybe come up at this down here. Okay, looking good. All right, this one. Okay, I don't need to come up anymore on any of this, just at the tip. That's another good thing though to get with your e-file. I feel like it's a little bit easier. Okay, and then over here, I'm gonna kind of go slow so I don't take it too far. Okay. Let's look. We're getting closer. That might be right about, yeah, that's right about, okay. Let's come in a little bit over here while we're doing stuff. Okay. Now this one. Oh, I came down on my skin over here pretty good. Let's see, where's my skin? Start here. Let me thin this out so I can see better. Okay, a little higher. Okay, I feel like just a smidge. Try to keep my file straight. It's hard to do yourself. I forgot too, acrylic is so much harder to file. Okay, almost there. Alrighty, now over here. Let's get the side. Okay. Oh man, that'll wear you out. I should have got my harder file. Okay, let's look underneath. Okay, this one's actually a hair lower. I'm just gonna hit it at the tip. Okay. Now Pinky's real hard because she has no strength. I might have to get her with the E-file. I think I am gonna have to get her with the E-file. Possibly. Oh. Yeah, she'll wear you out. Okay. I think I got her actually pretty good. But she needs to come up a ways over here. Okay. A little higher. Just at the tip. Oh no. A little bit more. Okay. Oh, that was exhausting. All right. Let me break this out, and I've got a ton of stuff from where I removed my neon orange. So let me dump this out real quick. Put it on here. All right, fold her up. There we go. I've got a video I'm trying to upload too for members only, and it's a really, really good one. Very pretty nails. We did the four-leaf clover for St. Patty's Day. So it should be fun. Sometimes hand file. Yeah, isn't that the weirdest thing? Hey, happy birthday. Whose birthday is it? Oh, ZB, happy birthday. How old are you? I'll have to keep an eye out for your answer. Well, if you want to tell, you know. I get it if you don't. Yeah, I knew what you meant, Tammy. You just turned 12. Oh my gosh, that's a great age. Stay 12 for as long as possible. It'll go fast though. Well, actually, I think it went slow back in the day for me. But it actually goes fast. I had a lot of fun though when I was 12. That was a good birthday, I feel like. Those were the days, man. I spent like all the time in the pool and talking on the phone with my girlfriends. and boyfriends, all the friends. Got in trouble for talking on the phone. Because we had a curfew at my house. You didn't talk on the phone after 10 o'clock. And I apparently didn't care for that too much. But I had a really strict dad. He actually ended up putting like a recorder on the phone to catch my conversations, to figure out who I was talking to at, because I'd be talking like on a weekend, I'd be talking at like midnight, I'd rather have my kids though on the phone talking at midnight than doing something else, sneaking out or something. I mean, I did that too when I was younger, but not very many times because I got caught every single time. I was not a good liar. I was not a slick kid. It really wasn't my idea to sneak out in the first place. I had naughty cousins, so they would get me in trouble. My cousin is still naughty. Like, she's a couple years older than me. She's still, swear to God, she gets in trouble any chance. She's not bad, like she doesn't break the law and get in trouble like that, but she's just wild. She likes to go out partying, stealing stuff. I don't know how she does it. Last time she came in town to visit me, she went out to a concert. I think she got home at like 3 a.m. I was like, oh my gosh. I didn't go because I knew better. We used to get in trouble though for TPing. Did y'all ever do the toilet papering? We did that with our friends. But when my parents found out, they were not happy about it. Usually they'd send us back over to clean it up. And we would. And then we'd just do it again. Okay, we'll work on that. I'm not very good at coming down this side yet. I try though. Okay, let's try this one. Bring her in a little bit. And then this side. I'm not good at going down that side yet. Okay, I'm gonna leave her right there and get the rest with the file. Okay. I feel like I'm leaving her pretty thick though. I mean, like thicker than, I normally do, so that's good. Get this incline going here. I feel like she could still be thinner in here. Yeah, I need some new bits. I feel like the need to apply pressure. Okay, let's try to come this way. maybe a little bit more. Okay. And then this one. Okay, maybe a little bit more. I feel like still. Okay, she could still come in, huh? Okay. Well, one more time, and then I feel like I can work with her. Okay. Let's get this one. This one, I built up her apex real thick. Shoot. Well, better to be safe than sorry. You hear me applying that pressure? Crud. Yeah, apex is still too high. Okay, let's kind of compare apex to the neighbor. She's still a little too high. Okay. She's a little high too, isn't she? Okay, and this one. Just come down a little bit more. Okay, now let's thin her out. Almost slipped with her. Okay, now let's take a look and get her thinned out this way. So she needs to come in a pretty good amount. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and come over here and do some. She looks pretty good, but now you know what? This one now looks still more on the thick side. This one too. I'm trying to figure out where this one looks bulky. It looks bulky to me, like somewhere right in here. And then I feel like one more rundown. Okay. This one looks pretty good. I'm just going to do a little bit thinner because I know we're going for coffin. I want more of a coffin than a tapered square. Although I feel like a lot of times my tapered squares look, my coffins look like tapered squares. Okay, let's get this apex area looking good. That needs to come down so we can kind of ramp it up. Okay, maybe still a little bit more. Okay. All right, let's thin her out first. Okay. Let me go from this way to this way. A little bit more. Whoop. I almost took too much. Okay, I think she's gonna look good once we finish filing. Okay. Get that off for a minute. Turn this off. Okay. Get that out the way. All right, now let's get our filing. Do some finish filing. You think so, Tammy? I'm certainly trying. I would love to do your nails. I'm in Dallas, Texas, though, so I guess it kind of depends on where you are. You know, I would really, if I were younger and had the energy and stuff and was healthy, I would love to travel and do nails. I think that would be a blast. Okay, let's get this. Okay, I think it's looking good. Let me try to get the tip real good and straight. It's hard for me to get my own tip straight. Sometimes I like to kind of set it on the edge of something and look at it like that, see if it looks straight. But I do end up looking at it from every different angle. Okay, I'm gonna kind of go up to thin this out a little bit. There. And then same over here. Let's make sure I lift this up a tiniest bit. And lift this one up just a hair. Right at that tip again. Oops, sorry. Right at that tip again is. Okay, this one's still dipping down lower. Okay. Now let me thin my tip out. I'm gonna kind of put her like this. If I take off some of my glitter, which I probably may, we'll just add it back at the very end, just like we would with our gel. Okay, let me get this back end. Okay, and if she doesn't look real smooth, we can always get our buffer too, which I probably will go over with my buffer. Okay. All right, let's do this one. Let's try to get my tip first. Let's see. Well, okay, I'm gonna try to hold her like this. Okay, she looks good that way. I think she looks pretty good that way. Try to apply some pressure here. Get her nice and sharp. Okay, she looks good that way. Okay, then I just want to come up my side at just kind of an angle, just so I can give her a nice lift. Okay, I need to go this way with her. Okay, still I gotta get that just a little bit better here. And I just kind of roll my file as I go. Let's lift up over here. Okay, she looks pretty good. Let's come around that cuticle. All the way around. It's so hard to do yourself. Oh, especially this side. And I wish I could pull my skin back, but I know I can't. I don't think I can. There we go. Okay, thin her out. And I'm keeping my apex. I'm really just kind of focusing on that tip. Just to kind of give her a nice little bit more of a slope. Yeah, she's looking good. Okay. Just a little bit lift over here, a little lift over here. Okay, she's looking pretty. I feel like her tip needs to be a little bit more sharp, like a sharp flat. Let's see. Okay, that looks better. All right, here we go. Let's get this one nice and sharp slanted in. And right at that tip again. That tip is my hardest. Okay, let's look at her this way. Okay, she looks pretty good. Apply some pressure. Okay. Okay, here we go. A slant. We're gonna kind of create that nice, thin, pretty slant on her. I always have a lot to file on that part, but I feel like I do get it better with my file. Okay, lift her up over here. Oi, well that didn't feel good. Okay, around my cuticle. Try to hang on to her. And I can still do a better job over here, so. Okay. rotate her as I go. Okay, now finish getting the cuticle. Okay, she's looking pretty good. Okay, next. You're doing a great job. I tell you what, I'm trying. Why is my cat staring at me? Probably hungry. Is it a hungry cat? I have one hungry cat. He's always hungry. All the time. He's the first one to the food bowl. If I even act like I'm going to walk back in that direction, he takes off running, all excited. Okay, this is the hardest. The next two nails, I feel like are so weak on me that I have a hard time holding it down. Okay, let's get around this little cuticle. I can still see where it needs to be smoothed out here. Just a wee bit still. Let me kind of go at this direction. There, that's helping. Let's get the tip thinned out. Let's try to lift up over here. Around our cuticle. In that little corner. Okay, here we go. Thin out the tip again. And I'm just kind of turning it as I go. This one still needs to be lifted up a little bit. There we go. Okay, ugh, that's exhausting. All right, last one. Okay, let's bring this side in. I'm wondering if we lost any glitter. I feel like we lost the tiniest bit, but not too bad. See how straight we got this one. Nope. This tip is a little wonky over here. Okay, I feel like I got it. All right, now we gotta lift this up. Lift up this side. Okay. This is hard because it has no power. And this tiny little finger. And this either. Okay, thin it out if you can. Just at that tip area. And now I gotta go around my cuticle. This needs to be thinned out too. Just a hair. Sometimes if I can't get it, like especially on these fingers, I will go back to my e-file. Okay, I feel like she's super thin, so I'm gonna go ahead and thin out these tips just a hair more, so that way they kind of look more related. Because otherwise I'd have to build her more. Okay. And this will be real easy. Just to kind of bring this in a tad. Okay. She looks good. Thumb maybe just a little tiny bit more. I feel like thumb has lost her sharpness somewhere. I think it's right here at this tip. Okay, she got it back. All right. All right, let's run some swipe over her, see what she looks like. Oh, Star, you just finished. How'd they come out? Okay, we didn't lose. We're good on glitter over here. She looks pretty. Okay, let's look at this one. We did lose a little bit of glitter. Let me just add a little quick, well, let me get these cleaned off and then we'll add at the very end here before we put our top coat on. Oh, she's real good. Okay. She's real good. She could use a little bit more too, huh? Okay. That's gonna be an easy fix. All right, let's get our brush. Let's get our monomer. I love keeping my monomer in this little jar, and the reason why is because after I finish doing my nails, whatever liquid I have left, I'll just close it back up with that lid and I can use it for my practice. If you guys don't do that already, it helps. Just helps save you a little bit. Okay, let's just get a little bit here. Yeah, that looks real pretty. Okay, and then on my pinky, I'm gonna grab one of these little stars. Let's put that over here. I don't want to file again, so I'm just going to make sure I lay it as flat as possible. Keep my shape in there. Okay, she needs to be thin. Oh, I guess I will have to file it again because I already have to hit her right there. Shoot. Okay, anything else? Need any more glitter? I don't think so. Maybe a little tiny bit here. And maybe a teeny tiny. Oh, I picked up a big, I don't want that big one. Here's a little big star though. Okay, that looks cute. All right, let's let this sit for a second. What do y'all think about the glitter? Do you like do you think it's pretty? The little mixture? What was it called again? Purple snow. Purple snow. Yeah, I like those colors. Okay, but the ones that don't have anything on them, we can go ahead and top coat. So let me grab, where is my top coat? I've got to get another top coat. I'm already running out of my soft gel top coat. Okay, let's use this one. Okay. that one. You know what I could actually add? Let me add a tiny bit of this purple back here at the back. I feel like I took it too low, and look, you can kind of see it. That's gonna drive me crazy. Again, though, quick fix. Just the teeny tiniest amount. The dog is over here making strange sounds, y'all, so. All right, Edie, you got whatever it is. Okay, let me just tuck it in. There we go. Okay, that one we need to file. That one looks good. And that one we need to file. Okay. Let's see, it was this one is all done. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go in the nuker real quick because I think that's the only one that we didn't have to do anything else with. All right, let's go in the nuker. I'll box these up. Thank you. I appreciate it, J-Rob. It's 1:40. Is it 1:40 my time too? Probably. Yeah, 1:42. Rebecca, you sound like me. That's how I am with I think the other night I stayed up like 2 hours doing my nails. So yeah, it took me like an hour a hand. Oh, Lord. It's been worse, though. I remember back in school days, it'd be like 4 or 5 hours. Ooh, pizza. That sounds perfect. Okay, I think I need to buff out this one a little bit. This one looks good, honestly. This one I know needs to be buffed out. And this one really looks pretty good. All right, so let's go ahead and do a top coat on this guy. Okay, and then a top coat on this one. Hopefully I can get my video from earlier today, my shamrock nails. Hopefully I can get that uploaded tomorrow morning. Something happened whenever I was editing it, like over on the, I use iMovie, and it kind of froze up, and then it wouldn't let me do anything with that video. So I'm just waiting. It's all done. I was just ready to export it over to YouTube, and it wouldn't go. So I thought, well, let me let it past midnight, because I turned off my phone, turned it back on, turned it off, turned it back on. I cleared out a bunch of stuff. I took off every app off my phone, because at first it was like, there's not enough storage, which I can't stand that warning thing. And usually it's not actually correct whenever it's telling me that. But then it just kind of got froze and won't do anything. So I figured, okay, it's having a little mood, and I'll try it tomorrow. It already looks beautiful. I think so too. Your last set took 16 hours. Oh my God, I would have died. Yeah. I can imagine though. There was one night I had a client, she came over and she wanted like these plaid nails. There's a video out there on it. I'm sure it's a really long video. It took forever. I think she didn't leave until like 11:30 at night. She still talks about it to this day. She's like, you remember that set that we did that I was, yeah, I remember. It was really pretty though. It was well worth it. Okay, I am just barely buffing this out just where I think it's gonna not be real pretty. Okay, just a little bit in through here. What I don't want to do is start taking off glitter again. Okay, that looks good. And then my pinky, I needed to buff it out somewhere, right? Maybe just kind of like that. Did I just kick off glitter? I hope not. If I did, we're not going to worry about it, but I think I might have. Okay, let's get... Oh no, they look good. Okay. All right, top coat. Oh no, I still see a little problem right here where I was trying to get before. There we go. I like that they're not like that you can still see through them. Like glass nails. Okay, now let's get this one. Okay, in the nuker for 60 seconds. They do look kind of magical, don't they? I love it. Yeah, I honestly, Glitter Bells has great glitter mixes. I like what they do. I've never tried just like their single just glitter. I've only bought their glittered acrylics, but I do love them. And I use, like I said, I use them too in my gel. Oh, did it not mod you yet? Oh, Z-Bell, I'll mod you in just a second, okay? Let me finish this, then I'll grab you. I know it's your birthday. Okay, here, let me, because this is almost done. It's gonna mod you, hang on. Mod. Okay. All right, there you go. Did it do it for you? Let me know. Okay, we're almost done. There we go. All right, now what I like to do, because I hate it when that top coat, you know, gets stuck on your skin. So I just like to go one more time around. Just make sure I don't have any top coat bothering me. Okay. And on this side. Okay, that one looks good. I don't feel any top coat on this one, but we'll do it anyway. Okay. Okay. This one still feels like might need to be lifted up a little bit. It kind of doesn't look like it, but it feels like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and lift it up just a hair. And let's do the same, let's see. No, those are about even. Okay. All right, then last but not least, before we do the pretty stuff, I'm gonna go underneath and just make sure I can get things as thin as I can get it at the tip, of course. Okay, let's put it on 11,000 RPMs. Let's see, might be too close for you guys to see this one, but I'm just going right at that tip. Is it gonna show it? So I just went right at that tip and got it like to that credit card consistency. Credit card thickness. Okay, right at this tip. extra one. You know what though? I forgot how good it gives, like your acrylic, you do get a great C-curve when you pinch it. I haven't quite learned how to pinch my gel well enough to get that real nice C-curve. Yeah, these look real good. Yeah, they're real cute. Okay. All right, let's do my, let's get my skin cleaned up. Best we can get it cleaned up. All right. Let me push this stuff out the way. Yeah, see, if I had to do my other hand, it'd take me another hour. Well, I'm gonna do the other hand, but not right now. And I'll probably do it a little bit differently. I am gonna do acrylic again though. Okay, let me work this all the way around. Oh, I did get myself a little bit right here on my skin. I didn't feel it, but I see it. That's always usually gonna happen though when you're doing yourself, I feel like. But I was using my safety bit. Oh, these are pretty. There we go. I feel like I should have taken the white flower thingy out because it kind of, like there, see where I kind of got stuff with it? Like I must have taken off its little flower petals, and so now it's just kind of a dot. But you know what I can do though? Let me grab my, I'm gonna grab just like my little jelly purple and just dot it. Oh, well, I just did shoot. I can't because I just did my oil. Well, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll just kind of dot it with that little bit of purple. So that way you can't tell. And let me feel, they feel good. I can't feel any glitter. Yeah. All right. Now the lotion to lock in everything. Thank you, Tammy. Hey, Ava. You know, they do look sloppy, Ava, like in the beginning, but you just have to, I feel like the more you do it, the better you get, and then slowly but surely they start looking better. Like my nails never look as good as like when I do my clients. So yeah, I'm still, you know, not great at my own nails, but definitely it gets better because you get used to the weird positioning and all that kind of stuff. Especially when you have to use that left hand, you know. Okay, let's see how she looks. I'm gonna pull this out if I can. Is it gonna let me pull this out? Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, she's real pretty. Look at her sparkle. And I love that she's all glassy. Yeah, she's pretty. Oh, I'm so glad I have long nails again for a little bit. Looks real good. Yay. I feel a little bit better. My cuticles have kind of had it, but they do that. It's just my skin is so sensitive. All right. I feel like if I had anything to critique, and I don't even want to look at it because I know it's going to bother me, I'm going to show you guys just so that way you see. You remember where I was buffing this area out and I thought I got it good enough? Do you see where I didn't? That little, you can see where that little crease is, where that, I could have buffed it out a little bit better. But she's got still a nice thin apex in there. I could have probably built her thicker. Thumb has got a little bit bigger apex, and again, I got my skin a little bit there. That'll be something else. About the same, about the same, about the same. So pretty good. We did a good job. All right, guys, look for those videos to upload because they're coming. And I think I did add some more Let me get this real quick. I still feel like there's a little bit of something under here. Either that or I haven't taken the tip up far enough. Let me go put a little Band-Aid on myself. Okay. All right, guys. I will see you later. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me and listening to me gripe in the beginning. Tammy, I appreciate your advice too, since you kind of deal with similar stuff. Let's see, you're starting your second on your head. Well, hang in there. Just take it slow. Enjoy it. If you need to go to sleep, just kind of pack up things and take a nap. All right, Ava. Let's see. I tried to do my own nails. Oh, wait. You said that before. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. Do a little faster. Yeah, they'll get better looking, and you will get faster at it, too. Thank you for all the hearts. You guys have a good night, and happy birthday. And I will see you guys tomorrow. We're doing Jandy's nails tomorrow. She wants to play a little bit before, she does, what is it called? Wedding officiant or whatever. And so she's got a wedding to do at the, like towards the end of March. So we're going to do wedding nails for her during that time. But she wants to have fun and do some really fun nails up until then. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. I know it. Okay, you guys have a good night. I hope you get some sleep. All right, talk to you later. All right, bye-bye.